Now you see me.
And now you see me too. Hey everybody, and hope you enjoyed that illusion, Michael. Sorry, as Arrested Development, I couldn't help it. We just saw Now You See Me Too, as you're probably aware from that opening. And it was awesome. Very much enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. So, this is going to be, we are straight out of the theater, we just shot our no spoiler review, but this is going to be our all the spoilers review. You're going to get spoilers, 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 spoilers. Yeah, my lovely assistant, my magical assistant. Ta-da! But with all that said, if you want to see the non-spoiler video, link in the description, something should be popping up, and hopefully you'll come back and watch the spoiler video after you've seen the movie, and we can all geek out about this movie. Because you're good? You good? Everybody gone? Alright, cool. Because this movie was fucking awesome. I had a smile ear to ear through the entire movie. It is just an incredibly fun ride. Lots of twists and turns, lots of great performances, lots of great new characters. Right? And you thought of the movie?
It was pretty much everything he said.
You like the first one? You'll really like this one.
Yep, you're talking new characters.
I was hoping this would be the first thing we say. New characters, speaking of.
Probably the best of the lot would be the twin brother.
Yes, so Woody Harrelson has two roles in this film. He plays his own smarmy-ass twin brother, who is also a hypnotist, and really, really douchey, in the best of possible ways. Daniel Radcliffe was a great villain because, you know, not playing a typical villain, but still very hateable, very much gets under your skin. You can't wait for him to get that smug smile wiped off his face. Turns out he's the illegitimate son of Arthur Tressler, so Michael Caine is back, and that really connected the films and helped with the motivation, I think, of everything that was going on. Because I do think the story actually did continue from the first movie very, very well.
Yeah.
You know, especially the villainous revenge plot and the idea that you had a bad guy magic team going after a good guy magic team kind of thing. But Morgan Freeman, also back in this film, not a bad guy. Never was a bad guy.
But he takes his sweet time letting you know that.
Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm sure this is one of those movies you could break it down and there's holes and plot holes and flaws all over the place. But as a summer movie, as a thrill ride, as just something to just enjoy, it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea that, again, spoilers, guys, just in case, but that he was actually partners with a Strike, so Mark Ruffalo's dad's character, and you know the whole thing was he was the yin to the yang and all that was a great reveal. It really was. Yeah. But you know, but that he let Mark Ruffalo stew for 30 years and then stew a couple more years after he went to jail. Yeah. It stretches it a little bit, but you know. But I still it doesn't turn me off to the movie. It still totally works. Like everything else is so good, you're willing to let things like that slide, I think.
And not only all of that, but it kind of sounds like Freeman was the head of the eye.
It does. I think he was too. And actually that's one thing through the whole movie. Like about a third into it, I'm like, oh, I bet you Morgan Freeman and the Strike Senior is not dead, and that they are the Eye, and this has all just been a long game because they kept talking about the long game, which is why even though they didn't reveal the dad is alive, they're still saying he's dead, Strike Senior. I'm like, part 3, dude, that's the reveal. That he really is still alive. He and Morgan Freeman, there's still an even bigger game plan, an even longer con. Like, I like that. I think that's how these movies should function. Each one contributes to this being a longer con, a longer trick, you know? Right. I think that would be cool. On the good guy side, the new girl that replaces Henley, Isla Fisher, she's awesome. And like she said in the other, it's because she's batshit crazy, but lovably batshit crazy. I just love that ongoing joke about she pulled a hat out of a rabbit. So that was really cool. It was 8 years ago. Yeah.
Talking about plot holes and such, the one thing I kind of wondered was, I was really surprised at the beginning of the movie to see Mark Ruffalo still working for the FBI.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
When he does his big reveal to Morgan Freeman, you're sitting there at that point going like, oh, can he really stay at the FBI at this point?
But I think they did explain that well. With the Morgan Freeman reveal at the end, that explains why he never told on Mark Ruffalo, so that handles that. As far as the FBI, I thought it was interesting they had like a whole new bureau chief who wasn't around during the original days, and she was like a fan of Mark Ruffalo from like her cadet days or whatever when he gave a speech. But what makes it work for me is that they had the older crusty white dude FBI guy from part 1. I think he was the one that took over at the end, tried to take over for Ruffalo at the end of part 1. But like he was kind of on to him, because he was saying stuff about talking to Ruffalo about him leading a double life, and one day they're going to find out. Because I was like you, I'm like, how is he still working at the FBI? But I'm like, oh, and he's throwing them off the trails, but at the same time he's still playing things. Honestly, at the end when the new chief went off to catch him, For a second, I thought, oh, she's gonna be in on it, and like this was all planned that he was leaving the FBI, and she will be his new mole in the future. So I was a little surprised when she didn't.
With the cards.
Yeah, all the card magic became a much bigger deal in this.
I'm wondering how much of that is the actors, and how much of that is stand-ins, and how much of that is just pure CGI.
I think it's probably a third, and a third. I think it probably is. I feel like Dave Franco probably does a lot more of his than other people do, just because that's supposed to be his character's thing.
Yeah.
So he probably trained a lot more for it. I'm sure the other actors have trained some of the sleight of hand stuff. Some of it's definitely CGI. I mean, not because it looks CGI, but because it would just have to be because, like, the shots going through their clothing following the cards.
Right.
And then I'm sure, there could be some hand double stuff for some of the really complicated trickery.
But I could see Woody Harrelson just as a person failing so bad. It's like, okay, that's just going to be part of your character. You just can't do the card
he's the one that couldn't do that, and I loved that. And not only did I love that he was, that Franco was trying to teach Merrick, Harrelson's character, the card stuff, Merrick was trying to teach Franco's character, whose name I'm blanking on, hypnotism. Jack, there you go. And, he wasn't that good at it. Until the end, when he finally gets the twin Harrelson, which was awesome. And that's one of those I caught before it happened, because when he shoved him into the guy who's leaning over the thing and you didn't see the face, I'm like, oh, something happened there. That'll be one of those things they come back to explain.
Assuming that we were shown things in sequence, during the thing at the end where they're setting up all the minor stuff before they get to the big finale. Okay, so you got Jack doing his things with the 3-card Monte. You've got Lula?
I think so. Something like that.
Okay.
New girl.
Doing the thing
Not
with the
Zooey
birds.
Deschanel.
And then you've got Atlas doing the thing with the rain.
Which was
and
awesome.
that's when the bad guys go, okay, Merrick has to be showing up here. And that's when they send his brother out after him.
Yeah, I mean, again, I need to see that again, because I'm not sure. I know what you're saying, and you could very well be right. But it might be, like you said, it might be out of sequence. There might have been double trickery. I mean, there's so much, sleight of hand. I don't know. I would have to see it again.
But the thing is, the way it's presented...
That might be a problem.
So, because Merrick can't confront his brother until he knows where his brother's going to be. So the other 3 things have to already be in place. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there because that just occurred to me. It's like, wait a minute, how was he here and here at the same time?
Totally fair. And when we get around to a rewatch, hopefully we'll rewatch this, and then we can be like, oh yeah, let's watch out for that. Well, that was very cool when he disappeared as a big jumble of cards and everything. So that was really nice.
I want to know how Atlas did his thing by just collapsing into the puddle.
Yeah. That one's very interesting too. And I would say holograms, but you couldn't really pull off holograms in the rain the way they were doing it. I did like seeing the horsemen get caught off guard and have to kind of go on the run, and I picked up on it as they were going down the tunnel. I was hearing the hypnotism pulses, so I'm like, they're getting hypnotized. I like that Ruffalo got to kind of repeat his dad's trick, even though he was forced to do so. And he found his way out with the magic watch. Which is why I'm like, his dad ain't dead, man. He's in hiding. It's gotta be. I joked, kind of mentioned that in the first movie that I felt like blaming Morgan Freeman for the father's death was kind of a jerky move. Like all the other things made sense to me, but that was kind of petty. I feel like they kind of addressed that in this movie a little bit. Just the way Morgan Freeman was talking back, like, come on, dude, and all this stuff. So I was kind of happy to see that get addressed a little bit.
Apparently I lost track of the Queen at some point because, okay, so they have the stick, they smuggle it out of the building. After they rescue Ruffalo from the safe, Jack's like looking at it, it's kind of peeling it apart, going like, oh, it's a fake. Things play out, they all end up captured. They hand over the stick because they still think they have a fake one. And when Radcliffe puts under a microscope to, check it out, make sure it's the genuine article, he's going like, congratulations, it's the real thing.
And then they're all like, wait, it's real? It's real?
I'm not sure how they thought they had a fake one and then suddenly had the real one again.
I am a little foggy on that. I will agree with you. I'm foggy on that moment.
I kind of wonder if there's a cut scene somewhere that...
Right, there was an extended edition of the first movie, so possibly. I think Eisenberg had some really great subtle acting moments in here too, because there were moments when Radcliffe is all up in his face, like, oh, this was your plan, and you were going to do this thing here, and you're going to do it there, and you're not so smug now. Eisenberg kind of looks away, but then they cut away as Radcliffe walks away, and he's kind of, he's like fighting a smile. Like, if you look for it, you can see it, that he's like, motherfucker, you have no idea, we've got you, and you don't know it. The whole plane thing was faked.
Right. Of course, I kind of suspected something as soon as you see somebody wheeling out something that's giant and draped.
Yeah, she picked up on that. I did not pick up on that.
I don't know what exactly it was, but turned out to be basically a wind rain machine.
Yeah, and they're all on the plane, and they had hypnotized the twin Woody Harrelson to suggest throwing them off the plane, and I'm like, they all got thrown off the plane, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's no way that this movie is just going to kill every single one of the good guys. So I didn't know for sure that they were on the ground or anything, but I'm like, oh, they probably got parachutes rigged into their clothing or something. They've got some trick up their sleeve. I love the reveal that dude Michael Caine was bragging about this $1.2 million bottle of champagne, and Woody Harrelson's like, hey, Liquor Mart, you can get it for at least $700K. They start drinking it doesn't taste right. I in my mind, they were drinking piss. Somebody peed in a bottle and made them drink it. They didn't say that, but I just want that to be the case.
Black, though.
Yeah, well, then there was the magic trick of it turning black on the reveal because he peeled off the label because they're like, this doesn't taste right. And, they see the full card and all that. So that was really, really cool. And, it turned out, hey, guess what? We are pulling off the trick where we said we would, when we said we would, and pretty much how we said we would. And Eisenberg was all to Harry Potter. Lex Luthor said to Harry Potter that... But anyways, the point being that he was that Lex Luthor was so happy that Harry Potter had figured out his plan. He's like, you were right, you had it all right. You just didn't realize that we were winning and you weren't. Who has the golden snitch now, bitch? But look, guys, overall, really, really love this movie. I think it's worth your money. I think it's worth your time. If you like the first one, you're gonna like this one. I mean, it basically boils down to that. So go check it out. This is the spoiler video, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've seen it, let's talk about it down in the comments. Spoil away, it's all good. Let's just geek out over this awesomely fun summer movie that's a little different from others, and let's hear it, because I love talking with you guys. Thumbs up of encouragement. You want to encourage me to keep doing more, I'm going to do it anyways, but it's nice to be encouraged. And subscribe so you can see all that more I do whenever I do it, at least 3 times a day. Internet providing. Internet providing. There's probably some lame joke in there I totally missed. And share with your friends so they can come see all those lame puns and lame jokes, and we'll have a good time. But all right, guys, I think, ice cream shop closes in half an hour, so we're going to run over across the road and get us some more ice cream, as we like to do. Okay, one last bit, the pigeon flying out of the dude's fly. That was really, really funny. But anyways, so we're going to get on out of here, guys. We will see you all later.